And I had so much confidence, but I saw the country in a different way than most other people who were just living here, because I'd been away for 3.5, almost 4 years.
This is UCLA Newsweek. In this edition, celebrating the Peace Corps 50th anniversary.
Peace Corps allows an in-depth experience, which I think is really necessary for individuals' insights and change.
And in brief, sex ed and social media, the brains of teen smokers, new methods of HIV prevention, and Humans and Dogs, a love story. This week, UCLA celebrates its 50-year history with the Peace Corps with a series of events. Here, returned volunteer faculty and staff shared their thoughts on the significance of Kennedy's program that resonated throughout the world.
The Peace Corps represented part of the Kennedy dream and the spirit of service to the country and to the world. Charles Young, who was then assistant chancellor, was asked by the Peace Corps to be a consultant, and he made 2 trips to Nigeria before we had a signed contract. Faculty picked up that spirit. They would frequently bring in many people that were just voluntarily giving of their knowledge to help the volunteers become successful.
We would mow the officials. You got to bring somebody out there. We've got sadhana problems with the sheep. You need to come out and show us how to deal with these issues.
So I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Benin, West Africa, which is a tiny little country roughly between Nigeria and Ghana. The main thrust of what I did was disease surveillance, which is really what I've done for the rest of my career, more than 15 years later.
If you're a writer, which I do, it opens your eyes. And I had so much confidence, but I saw the country in a different way than most other people who were just living here.
And I think you carry that with you, a kind of a confidence. Other things happen and you think, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And you look back and say, yeah, I did that. I can do this again.
Peace Corps allows an in-depth experience, which I think is really necessary for individuals' insights and change. And you need a shaking up.
And now we'll look at more developments out of Westwood. A new study of homeless youth in Los Angeles by the UCLA AIDS Institute found that 80% use social networking websites. Going to the sites can increase risky sexual behavior, but the researchers also found that youth who use social media were more likely to be tested for sexually transmitted infections and were better informed about prevention. Researchers comparing the brain function of teenagers who smoke and those who don't made a troubling discovery. It was found that the greater a smoker's addiction to nicotine, the less activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain that guides decision-making. The results suggest that smoking can negatively affect brain function in teens. A gel developed to protect against HIV during vaginal sex has also been found to produce an antiviral effect when used in the rectum, according to the results of an early-phase study. Tissue samples taken from the HIV-negative men and women who participated in the trial of the drug tenofovir showed a significant degree of resistance to the HIV virus. A weekend symposium by the UCLA Center for Society and Genetics explored the social and biological development of humans and dogs. The event covered the bond between the two species, the role of people in the evolution of wolves into dogs, and how dogs and humans interpret each other's behavior. For more on these and other stories, visit newsroom.ucla.edu and follow us on Twitter at UCLA Broadcast.